It's actually not February 11th, but I'm glad it's February 17th and you're all here with us. I'm the Resource Center Manager for National RTAP, National Rural Transit Assistance Program. And for those of you who might be new to National RTAP, we're a program of the FTA, the Federal Transit Administration, funded through a cooperative agreement with the Neponset Valley TMA. And our vision, mission, goal is to provide training, technical assistance, programs, resources, all types of things for rural and tribal transit organizations, state RTAP programs, all of you. This is our first relaxation workshop. And the goal of this workshop is pretty easy. It's to help you relax, manage your stress, not just for today, but anytime you need to relax. Now, thinking back over 2020, you've probably heard this a million times. This year was an unprecedented year. Well, it certainly was, but even during precedented years, whatever that might mean, there's always stress, always things that are going to get you upset, angry, annoyed, and just, So what we'd like from this workshop is to help you with that. Somebody just told me in the chat they have to leave. So I will let that person and everybody else know that this workshop will be recorded and it will be on our website within a week, maybe even within a day, both the slides and the recording. So let's get started. Everybody ready to relax? The first thing I want you to do, even before we go to the first slide, is to unplug. That's our first activity. Not from this Zoom, not from the webinar, not from the workshop, because then you won't be able to do any of the activities or get the benefits. But if you can, from other things that you might be on. You don't want to be doing wonderful breathing exercises and get a million emails or phone calls. If you do have to be on something else, just in case, it's understandable. But if you can unplug some of these other things, it will help you relax. Not just now, but in general. Just think of times when you can be completely unchecked. So that's our first activity. Now, on to the workshop. Okay, here we go. I told you that we weren't going to have a lot of bullet points, and this is really the only slide that has, well, it's not even really bullet points, but just something I wanted to read to you from our Healthy Habits Technical Brief, which a lot of this workshop is culled from. The link to that will be at the end, and also it's in our resource library. So what is stress? Well, stress is a normal response. Normal, everybody has it, to things that make you feel threatened or upset. And really, the stress response is your body's way of protecting you. Stress can be good. The stress response can help you rise to meet challenges. If you have a deadline, you're under stress, you'll really, really work hard on that to get it done by deadline. However, too much stress, as we know, can result in harmful physical or emotional responses. Get ready. When you saw that tiger, maybe like our ancestors who saw a saber-toothed tiger, maybe you did what I did, a gasp, maybe your breathing quickened. That's also a normal response. It's called the fight or flight response. When our forebears really did see one of those tigers, they had to think really quick on their feet. Should I take my steel rod and try to get it? Or should I run as fast as my legs can carry me? Hopefully, you will never run across a saber-toothed tiger or any other kind of tiger. So the opposite of the fight or flight response is called the relaxation response. There's a whole book about it, and it's named that. So without reading that whole book, maybe by taking this workshop, how can you relax? One thing I would like to say now that we're all here, and I know a few of you chatted at the very beginning, I'm both the moderator and the presenter. So I'm not going to be able to really see your chats until the end of this workshop when we're in the question and answer time. You're welcome to chat whenever you want. And if you have any questions, please enter them at the bottom. If you sort of move your mouse over the bottom, you'll see a little question and answer. You can put emojis in. Actually, in some of the activities, I might ask you to enter some things in the chat box if you want. And we'll go over all of that after I finish all the activities. So how do you relax? Now, let's get started. A much nicer, more gentle cat, wouldn't you say? Before we even close your eyes, think about the word stress and think about the opposite of stress. Looking at this cat might give you some ideas. Relax, peaceful, calm, happy, restful. These are words that can even help you relax, just thinking about these words. You can take it a step further by having your favorite relaxation word printed out, maybe on your screen or on your bulletin board, or when you first walk into a room in your home. A little sign, relax, simplify. When you see that, it might bring back these feelings. So we are actually going to do what this cat is doing, and close your eyes. We're going to do a couple of activities that are really, really going to relax your eyes. And your eyes work hard. If you're in transit, if you're a driver, your eyes are keeping vigilant on the road, watching for road conditions, weather, other drivers, keeping a watch on all your passengers to make sure they're safe. Your eyes are working hard. And if you work in an office, like I do, boy, are your eyes working hard. You're looking at a screen most of the day, looking at tiny text, pieces of data over and over and over again. Take a moment every day, whenever you need to relax your eyes. Just looking away from the screen for a minute or two can help. But this is something you can do whenever you need to. It's really quick and it's really easy, and yeah, pretty much everybody can do it wherever you are. Now, a lot of these activities, you might say at first, oh, I don't have time to do all this. But I'm telling you, you do. We also have a time management tech briefing webinar if you want some tips on freeing up your day to make some more time. And self-care is something you really should make time for. So some of these will take 10 minutes, some 5 minutes, some 1 minute. This one really doesn't take much time at all to close your eyes. The next thing we're going to do is an activity I learned long time ago in a yoga class, and it has a really nice name, and it's called cupped palms. So you take your hands, rub them, sort of warm your hands up just a little, and then cup them over your closed eyes. You sort of feel the warmth. It's a little bit like a science and a practice called Reiki. You can bring gentle energy to parts of you, and the energy from the warmth of your hands will go on your tired eyes and make them feel better. Very easy to do. Why don't you try that? That felt nice. Another thing you can do to help your eyes is open, shut them. Now, you might have heard that before when you were little or your little one was little. And there's a open, shut them with your hands, give a little clap. But with your eyes, just open them wide. You can either look at this pretty cat or look at anything, then shut them, open them, shut them. This is a little like exercise for your eyes, and it relaxes them. Try it a few times. And while you're looking at this beautiful sleeping cat, one of the things Healthy Habits tells you to do is try to get a good night's sleep. Sometimes it's hard, and especially if you're working late shifts, but try not to do too much work or check stuff late at night. Just try to ease into a relaxing nighttime and sleep ritual. And one thing you can do, and it's sort of obvious, but people don't think of it, take a big yawn. You can close your eyes while you're doing it if you want, but you don't have to. Let's yawn. Ah, that felt good too. But don't go to sleep, because we have a lot more relaxation activities to do. The next one we're going to focus on is breathe. Of course, we all breathe. You're breathing now, you breathe when you're awake, you breathe when you're asleep, you breathe when you're stressed, maybe faster. You breathe when you're relaxed, hopefully nice and slow. Looks like the sky is breathing here. The fun you can have with PowerPoint. But let's do an activity with our breathing. This is one you'll see a lot if you take a yoga or a meditation class. And it's very simple. It's just deep breathing. And it's really just about inhaling and exhaling. And you can combine some of these activities. I'll give you tips for that. With close your eyes, you can do them with most of the activities today. Or again, you can look at the screen, or you could look at anything you want. So take a nice deep breath in. Breathe in through your nose. Hold the breath. Feel it in your chest cavity. Feel it going into your lungs and giving you oxygen, warmth, and goodness. Now exhale. Exhale through your mouth. Try that again. Inhale through your nose. Hold the breath. And exhale. I'm already relaxing doing this. Inhale, hold the breath, and exhale. You can continue to do this at any point through the workshop. It will really feel good and you'll get a lot of energy doing this. Another breathing exercise, and this I also learned in yoga classes, is taking a balanced breath. Now we hear about balancing your life, balancing your breath, and it's pretty simple. We're just going to use our nose for this. You're going to take a deep breath through one side. You can hold, your nostril to make it easier. And then you exhale through the other side. It looks a little funny. In through one side, out through the other side. Then in through that side, out through the other side. This one, it might take a little harder to get the hang of, but once you get it, you'll find you do feel more balanced in a lot of ways. Love these clouds. Now we're going to spend a lot of time on our next exercise, smile. Of course, these passengers look very happy going on a beautiful bus. And you probably are too whenever you go on your beautiful bus. But smiling is more than that. Researchers at the University of Tennessee and Texas looked at nearly 50 years worth of data testing whether facial expressions can lead people to feel the emotions related to those expressions. They found that smiling makes people feel happier, scowling makes them feel angrier, and frowning makes them feel sadder. Well, let's try it a little. Give a smile. You won't automatically feel happier if you've been, down for a while, but maybe it'll uplift you a little. And one thing that smiling does is it uplifts the people around you, which comes back to you in many ways. Another thing our Healthy Habits Tech Brief tells you to do is surround yourself with positive people. Easier said than done. You can't really pick the people you work with, or sometimes even the people you live with. You can't change other people very easily or at all, but you can change your attitude. So give a smile. It might make the person who you were talking to, who was about to say something angry, diffuse, and you'll have a much better conversation. We talk a lot about this in our Problem Passengers training module, because if you're a driver or a dispatcher, you know that not everybody is going to be pleasant and smiling. But your facial expressions and the tone of your voice can help all passengers and colleagues have a better customer experience. So when you answer the phone, try to do it with a smile. Even when you're wearing a mask, you can smile. People can really see that behind the mask. Your whole eyes and face will light up. There's another body of evidence that laughter and humor can improve mood. Let's try it. I guess you probably see a lot of funny things every day in your Twitter and Instagram feed. But how about some real nice old-fashioned jokes? I'm a big one for jokes, and I found one and I made up two. So I'm gonna tell them to you. Get ready. First joke. Ned and Ted were waiting at the bus station. Ned asked Ted, "Do the buses and trains run on time?" Ted said, "No." Buses run on wheels and trains run on tracks. Okay, well, you're all muted. I can't tell if you're laughing or not. Next joke. Knock, knock. Who's there? Parrot. Parrot who? Paratransit. Knock, knock. Who's there? Paratransit who? Paratransit who can take you where you need to go. Ha ha ha. All right, my final joke, I promise. What do you call 3 flat tires, 1 busted belt, and a dent in the fender? Monday. That's for all the maintenance people in the audience. All right, so I see somebody might have sent a chat, and we'll look at all the chats later. Thank you for that. Now, whether you laughed, groaned, or just rolled your eyes, probably hearing these good old-fashioned jokes took your mind just for a second off your everyday troubles. And you can use these jokes or any that you want in your own meetings and presentations. And hopefully they'll lift the mood for everybody in the audience. Okay. The power of music and sounds. I love this picture of the guitar. Let's listen to some beautiful, relaxing music. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Nowadays, there's so much music available on the internet, streaming services. You can have music really anywhere you go. Of course, it's great to have when you're riding the bus. Just put on those earbuds or headphones. And what's wonderful about music is something anybody can do, even if you don't consider yourself musical. So many cultures have enjoyed things like drumming and other instruments. I have this hollow wooden frog musical instrument that I got for one of my daughters that I just love. Very easy to play. Now, I'm not musical, but I think that that makes some really nice sounds. And it's also been shown that drumming circles and things like that can just take you anywhere. And other types of music too, really. Music from people's youth. Now, whether that's Somewhere Over the Rainbow or Hotel California, or even Skater Boy, listening to the sounds and songs you liked when you were young can really uplift you. So try it. And even singing them. I'm not going to sing. This is a relaxation workshop, and I wouldn't want to scare you more than the tiger does. But why don't you try singing in the shower, maybe with like-minded family and friends? Make music and sing at the top of your lungs. And to kick it up a notch, if you want to and you're able to, try some dancing. Just blast the music and really, really enjoy. And if your town has a concert, especially outdoors nowadays, Even my town had an outdoor concert this summer, and it was one of the highlights of the summer. Listen to musicians. And don't forget, as Simon and Garfunkel said, listen to the sound of silence. Not just sound, but sound of silence, nature. Sometimes that's hard to do when we're in an office. There's a lot of sounds going on. But if you're able to get somewhere where there's no sound, you'll find that can really relax you too. So let's try a few seconds with absolutely no sound. You can try a breathing exercise or an eyes closed exercise or anything you'd like. I'll be back soon. So, hope you enjoyed your silence. I did. And we're looking at an old map from upstate New York, showing transit, of course. And the activities we're going to do now are about creating. There's even a TV station called Create that I really like. But Create is a group of activities we can do that encompasses the arts, music that we just talked about, visual arts, theater arts, really anything. Let's focus on visual arts. Again, the power of PowerPoint, computer graphics, etc. That was just really a flick of the switch to take it into something new. Now you're thinking a couple of things, maybe. I know I've heard this from a lot of people. I can't draw a straight line. Well, for a lot of creating, that's pretty good because things look better, as you can see here, without straight lines. And two, I don't have that much time. How am I going to spend time that I do have making things? Well, it doesn't take much time. And just like, the other exercises, you can do these in a minute. You can do these in less than a minute. You can come back to them. I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I'd like you to try. Certainly not now. There is not enough time, but later. Hope you can see this. I photocopied and enlarged a map of the beautiful Fresno County Rural Transit Agency in California. There's millions of beautiful rural transit maps. I know your agency has many. And after I did that, I traced it and I made my own rural transit map coloring page. Adult coloring, yes, is a thing. There are groups and libraries, online, everywhere, where people just sit around and color. It's very, very soothing. And again, it's something you can do. I even saw in a Twitter chat, in a Twitter post, that somebody in our own industry says that they're getting through all of these Zoom meetings by having a coloring page at the ready. So they can occupy their hands while they're zooming right along. And that wasn't even me. But there's something about the back and forth with a crayon, a colored pencil, a magic marker that's really, really soothing. So why don't you try it? You can use a pre-made coloring page, or you can do a transit route coloring page. And if you want, you can send me your transit route via email, and I will make you a customized rural transit coloring page. Somebody saw the blurred map. Maybe you don't see things that I am showing in the screen. Well, all right. I was hoping Zoom would behave, but I will at the end of this, when you're just seeing me, I will definitely show you my coloring page. And if I know you can't see that stuff, I won't try to hold anything up until that point in the workshop. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is also a new creative venture, is frustrating project collage. Now, collage is just as easy as coloring. It's mainly gluing or taping things down to a piece of paper. Somebody said they could see my coloring a little, but my virtual background got in the way. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, at the end, I will show everybody my coloring page and make sure you can see it. By the way, when you scan them, they make really great Zoom backgrounds. Hold paper closer to my face. Okay, let's try it. Here we go, coloring page. Take 2. Thank you, audience. All right, we can try this at the end too. So, frustrating project collage. Think of the most frustrating project you've been working on or completed or ever had. Print out a page from it, any page. Take it and rip it to shreds. Rip it with wild abandon. Enjoy ripping that page. Don't get a paper cut. After you rip the page, take it and take some of the pieces and make a collage. Here, maybe you can see it. It's not my best collage, but I sure had fun taking that frustrating project. And I think it looks great as a collage. So those are just some of the creative things that you can do. There are so many things you can do to unwind and be creative at the same time. You can do knitting, needlepoint. I bet you have a lot of great ideas. Whittling, carving, basket weaving. If you want, you're welcome to put them into the chat to give the audience some great ideas about what you do to create and enjoy. We're moving on. Great, I see some chats. Keep them coming because we want to know what you do to de-stress, and you'll give somebody a good idea. It's great to share with peers. So while we're all chatting, and thanks for your chats, we're going to talk about reading. I like this picture. Imagine sitting in this really nice scene with your favorite books, a nice cup of herbal tea, the sunlight coming in through the window. Of course, as a librarian, I will want to share reading with you, and I'm actually going to read to you from some of my favorite books from my own personal collection. Reading aloud is a gift you can give yourself, your loved ones. You can read to somebody very young who can't read yet, somebody very old, the same thing, somebody with visual disabilities. You can, share the gift of reading, but reading to yourself is definitely a gift. It can take you away. You will forget that frustrating project if you're enmeshed in a good mystery or biography, or the sky's the limit. Okay, so I'm going to read to you just a little bit. There's whole genres of books about relaxation. This one, 365 Simple Pleasures. It has something you can do every single day to relax. You can read it every day, or you can just pick a random day. I'm looking at February 17th, that's today. Pine bath oil. Take a cluster of pine needles and a cup of baby oil, mix, put it in a container with a lid, strain the oil. Take a wonderful soak with your pine bath oil. Doesn't just thinking about that make you feel calmer? I love these kind of books. I read them first thing in the morning to set the tone for the day, at lunch to give me more energy for the rest of the day, and any other time I want to. This is another book that I really, really like, a similar book, Simple Abundance, a day book of comfort and joy. Even the cover of this book is beautiful. It has things to do for the day and things to do for the month. For February, you can start forcing fragrant bulbs of hyacinths. One of my colleagues did it, and I just love to peek into her office to see how they're doing. Another one, have you found a wonderful picture of yourself when you were 10? If you have, find the perfect frame for it and put it on your bureau or dresser table. And you'll remember a gentle age when everything was new and fresh. Another book I really, really like, and this is not a book about relaxation. This book has some really meaningful things in it too. Native American Wisdom. All of these books, when I had a hospital library for patients and family members, I included in my library collection. And I also wanted to get extra copies for my home collection. The Native Americans have just beautiful, beautiful things that they write and say. I'm going to read to you a Navajo proverb. I have been to the end of the earth. I have been to the end of the waters. I have been to the end of the sky. I have been to the end of the mountains. I have found none that are not my friends. So wonderful. This is in the chapter At One with Nature. More about nature soon. Thank you for this book. And for books, you can read them in regular format, ebooks, audiobooks, you have lots of options. And just like the coloring, you can read for a minute, come back to it, the book won't mind. Okay, Nourish. Look at this absolutely gorgeous picture. This one should have been in Create. This picture of rainbow carrots is from the Brookwood Community Farm in Massachusetts, my favorite farm. And they grow vegetables, fruits, herbs, flowers. They're a farm that offers tours, even safe tours in these unprecedented times. And they have a community-supported agriculture, CSA, a farm stand. They do farmers markets, probably like many, many farms in rural areas. So I'm not showing you these carrots to tell you to become a vegan or a vegetarian or you know, any other kind of special diet. Just that it's really important to nourish your body, your soul with good, healthy foods from the earth. To just take foods like this and maybe incorporate them little by little into your everyday eating. You can go to a farmer's market and ask the farmer, "Oh, that looks good. What is it?" I mean, we know these are carrots, but they'll say whatever it is, and you'll say, "Oh, what can I do with it?" And I'm sure they'll give you some great ideas. So right now, I'm going to give you an idea for something you could do with these, and it's the easiest thing in the world. Roasted vegetables. Just peel and chop the carrots if you want. You can just chop them in random chunks. Dress them with a little bit of olive oil, just a few tablespoons, a little salt, a little pepper, maybe some parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I think I'm on a Simon and Garfunkel kick here. And just toss them, put them on a cookie sheet, put them in a preheated 400-degree oven, 10 minutes on each side. What could be easier? They'll keep tightly covered in the fridge for a couple of days. You can add them to anything you want. You could use other root vegetables or really any other vegetables with them. Eat them warm, eat them cold. Yeah, it's, you sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm not a good cook." But it's pretty easy to do something like this and fun. And if you are able to grow your own fruits, vegetables, and herbs, all the better. Some herbs like basil or parsley, and some vegetables, even tomatoes, are very easy to grow in a small pot. All you need is a sunny windowsill or a terrace and some sunshine and water. So if you want, you can put in the chat box some of your favorite healthy foods or recipes even. It's fun to share. And while you're chatting, if you want to, unless you all like carrots, I want to say a little bit about eating in general when you're at work. I see too many people just sitting at their computer screens, just sort of putting the food into their mouth, looking at the computer screen. They're still doing the same, answering emails as they were. Try to take at least 10 minutes, a full half hour is even better, to really, really enjoy your lunch. Turn away from the computer. If you can go outside if the weather's nice. Where I work, we have a wonderful picnic table, and I love sitting out there. You can eat lunch with a friend, a colleague. You can read. You can take a little walk while you're at lunch. You'll definitely feel refreshed. I see some chats coming in for food. So I just mentioned taking a walk, nature and nurture. These gorgeous flowers are from the same farm. And this farm grows flowers that they will give you a whole bouquet if you want. Really nice. You can bring in a bouquet to your workplace, have a touch of nature indoors, certainly to your home. Now, even if you don't have any sunshine, I'm so happy to see all these suggestions for healthy foods coming in. I'll look at them pretty soon. But I have a few bits of nature in my office that really don't need much. This especially, I hope you can see it, is an air fern. It basically doesn't need anything, and it's really a plant. All my colleagues just said, "Is this really alive?" Yeah, it is. It just sits there and looks pretty and gives me pleasure. And this is a little cactus. I water it once a month. It's so cute. However big or small space you have, you can bring nature in. You can also get posters or prints, put them up on your bulletin board or wall. And if you have a window, don't forget to look out at it. I do that all the time. I love to see the sky, the clouds, the tops of the trees. And It just makes me want to get out there and walk, which will be the next slide. So let's get moving. All right, exercise. Exercise, according to Dr. Lasya Gower from Johns Hopkins Medicine in Baltimore, Maryland, says that exercise lowers your blood pressure, making it easier for your heart to pump blood to your entire body and for your muscles and organs to get the oxygen they need. It reduces your risk for many, many diseases, and it also really enhances your mood, which has also been shown to reduce your risk for diseases. So however you can exercise, whether you can walk, and if you have a furry friend to walk, having a furry friend also reduces your risk. I think another researcher said by 72%, according to the Human Animal Bond Research Institute. So even if you don't have a furry friend to walk with, you can walk on your own, you can walk with a friend, with a family member, with a colleague. Colleagues can be friends too. And getting outside, especially during the workday, just for a few minutes, you'll come back really, really refreshed. And if you use a mobility aid, get out there and ambulate. So we're going to do some exercises right out of Healthy Habits. The first one we're going to do, and before we start them, I do want to say, and this is back to when I worked in a hospital, before you do any exercises, please check with your healthcare provider to make sure that it's safe for you to do so, especially if you've recently had surgery or are recovering from anything. The ones in Healthy Habits are very, very gentle and safe for most people, but they shouldn't be causing you any pain. Do them very gently, and if you feel any stress or pain, just stop. We're going to do some neck stretch and head rolls. Gently move your head from one shoulder, very slowly and gently to the next. Back up. And again. That feels really nice. In addition to your eyes, when you're at the computer, your neck and shoulders really take a beating, whether you're driving a bus and holding onto the wheel or typing on the computer and holding a phone. So you can take a break and do this whenever you need to. Now, make a whole roll all the way around with your head. Very slowly. If you want to close your eyes, you can. Now the other way. You might feel a little crack, but that's okay. That's a nice exercise. Now your hands and fingers. These also take a beating with a lot of computer work or holding a wheel. This is a nice one and a very easy one. Take one hand and gently massage the other hand. You can do this with a partner too. The hand that's doing the massage is getting the stretch and the exercise, and the hand that's being massaged gets the benefit. Try that with both your hands. Remember to breathe whenever you're doing exercises. And remember also to keep yourself well hydrated. That's something else in Healthy Habits. Water is your friend. Always have water at the ready. and decaffeinated herbal teas, fruit smoothies without sugar, but especially water. Gently rub the joints in your hands. Now let's try our shoulders. Move them up and down. Shrug and release. Feel that tension melting away. Take a breath in, up. Take a breath down, down. Shrug, release. You can just do it up and down, or you can do it in small circles, going to the back, going to the front. Nice. There's another one for your arms, either seated or standing if you want to. Put your arms out. Push away. Release. Push. Release. Push. Release. This is a really nice one to do if you're able to stand, and you can do it against a wall. Very, very gently. You'll get a good benefit from these if you do them 10 times each. And again, they're in Healthy Habits, and they'll be here. So you can do them at your leisure. Now, for your back and upper body, you could do this one while seated or standing. You probably won't see what I'm doing, but maybe you will. Flex your back like you're doing a little bit of a back bend, and release. Flex, release. Flex, release. Twist your body from side to side. The right, the left, the right, the left. Breathe when you do it. And the last one is knees. This is great because you're sitting a lot. Just bring your knee up a little bit from the floor, one at a time. The other knee, bring it up. You can do this even when you're typing something, I guess, or on the phone. And just give your knees a little rub. Okay, these exercises are great. Do them whenever you want. Okay, our last activity, and we're getting towards the end, is called Imagine. But before we start that, I want to read to you something from our technical brief. If you find that you really have a lot of stress, and doing these kind of relaxation activities is not really doing it for you, you might need a little more. So start by having an open conversation with your supervisor about your workload and other stressors, such as difficult coworkers or customers. If you are the supervisor, maybe with your advisory board, or you can ask for a peer mentor from National RTAP. Your workplace may also have an employee assistance program or human resources person, someone to talk to. Really get someone to talk to. If it's really bad, try a healthcare provider. Also remember, no matter how much work you have, take the time to get up from your desk, breathe, stretch, and walk around. You'll be amazed by how much more relaxed you feel after a 2-minute break. So our last activity is a guided meditation, something to pull you out of the day-to-day. It's a little like read, but it's just something I made up. So here goes. You can do this while looking at this beautiful rural bus, or with your eyes closed, or by looking at anything you want. I woke up and it is the most wonderful day. The sky is so blue. The sunlight is filtering down through cotton candy clouds. I can't wait to get up and go. I walk slowly to the bus stop. I sit down and notice the sun on the leaves, the sun on the grass. I feel a gentle breeze. Look down at the grass, a little chickadee is popping around. Ah, got something, it flew away. I even see a butterfly. I think it's a monarch. Wow, I feel really great. I hear it, the bus is coming. I see the brilliant lights. Oh, I get up, I stretch. The bus comes to a stop right in front of me and the door is open. The bus driver smiles. Howdy, says the driver. How you doing today? I smile back. I'm the only passenger today, so I take any seat I want. The window's slightly open, so I still feel that nice breeze. It's about 68 degrees, it's perfect. The bus gently starts to go, and I look out the window, enjoying the sights and sounds. First thing I pass, the farm. Oh boy, somebody else is up. I see the farmer with the tractor. Wow. Beautiful. I see the apple orchard. I can't wait to get to the farm stand and try one of those apples. I can just smell them from here. Now we're ambling by the pond. Look at the sun crinkling on that water, rippling. Wow. I wish I was swimming in the water now. Maybe later today. It's warm enough. There's a couple walking a dog. Isn't that cute? Dog's wagging its tails. Oh boy, lucky dog, lucky day. Here we go into the town. We pass the library, past the town hall with its stately pillars, past the little coffee shop, two people sitting in front, playing chess. I think I know them. I'm going to get out and say hello. I tell the driver, let me out here. Driver opens the door. Take care now. Have a great day. And I know I will. Okay. I'm going